Hi teachers, welcome to the Khan Academy website. So in part one of this video, I'm going to try to convince you that this is the best math resource that there's ever been. So what it is a website that started by someone, Khan, who was just tutoring people on YouTube, and that's how he came about. He just loves math, loves helping kids, fantastic tutor. I'm sure you've seen his videos before. So then he built this website, or had it built, and it is all free. If you want an account, you can get an account. You don't have to have one. An account just helps you keep things organized, like your classes, students, assignments. And then if you want to donate, there's that button right there. Okay guys, so let's jump right into what you can use as a teacher. First, you can always come here and search. You can look through all these different filters and search this way. If that's helpful to you, you can go by grade. For example, Miss Gunter has a 5th grader who's really ahead of 5th grade math, so she was looking for something for enrichment, and she might be able to hop on here, look through 6th grade, and see what she wants her student to work on next. Or you can go straight to the search button. So if I know that I have long division coming up, I might search that, and then I see a lot of resources down here, and you can get particular. Maybe you're going by dividing by certain numbers, or just an additional skill, but I'm just going to go with the introduction here. So I can show you the first thing it's going to do is give an introduction using that video. It's really simple. It shows them the skill, gives them a couple of tips and tricks, and then I wouldn't be a very good tech integrationist if I didn't tell you about your easy button right here. So if you use Google Classroom, you can click right there to assign it in Google Classroom to all your students. And then after they finish this video, if that's all there is, great. But if you want them to dig deeper, you can have them go into the practice. So during the practice, it's a very guided practice. So they can enter their answer. If it's incorrect or they don't know what to do, they can watch a video or use a hint. So this video shows the skill that they're doing, not just dividing, but dividing for multiples of 10, 100, and 1,000. And then if they don't get it after the video, they can get a couple of hints. Takes them all the way to that answer. So very guided. I feel like it's like having a teacher with you. And then as they go, they can check it. So if they're getting it wrong, it's going to let them know. You can get help or you can move on. Okay, so they go through that, and it's going to let them know how many to get right when they finish. And then if they want to just keep moving on to the next step, they can here. So similar, just using a different skill of division. Here's dividing by 2 digits. And we just keep moving on and progressing for that skill. And then finally, you finished up that lesson and move on to the next step. And that may or may not go along with your plans. So if you want to assign something to your student, if you'd have to go in and create a class, which is pretty simple. And of course, our kids have G Suite. So before I move on and show you how to do that, I'm just going to show you can assign right here. So, or you can save it to your resources. Okay, so now I hope I've convinced you how rich this resource is. And now I'm going to show you the back end. So if you want to move on your own and create your own class, it's very simple. But if you feel like you need that extra help, you can just keep watching this video. Okay, so if it's your first time going to Khan Academy, this is what the dashboard is going to look like. And then we're going to find that sign up button. And I would suggest using your G Suite. So we're just going to click Teacher and Google. And again, this is free if students and parents want to do it from home. Highly suggested. Okay, so let's click Google. And when I click Google, it's going to recognize that I already have an account. For you, it would just show your MCS or midlandchristian.org username, and you click that, and it's going to keep you logged in that way. Don't have to remember any passwords. Very helpful. So once you're in here, you can add a class. You'll see that I've already added a class for myself, but you can click Add New Class and name it. You can also import from Google Classroom. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So I have one classroom, and my student in that classroom is Miss Alexander. So it automatically just put my kids from Google Classroom in here. If you have multiple classrooms, it'll let you choose which one you want to do. Here is your class code. If you want to add this to your lesson plan or email it out to your students, you just copy it and of course put that link in your lesson plans. Or you can even just print it out and have kids work on it from home or over the summer. Whatever floats your boat. And then if I update and I want to add new students, we can put an invite in our Google Classroom later, or we can again send them a link, or even create their accounts using their Gmails. Okay, so now we've got our class. So we're going to go back to our classroom. Here we are, teacher dashboard. So within this class, let's get ready to assign some things. So we're going to come over to, let's say I'm doing 6th grade. So whenever you click a resource, let's say we can click the video or you can click start, it's going to look the same either way. You're going to see up there in the top right hand corner the button assign or save. So if you want to save it, it's going to go into your saved assignments here. So you can click that link and it'll take you to all your saved assignments. So maybe if you want to pull this up during class or share it with the other teachers, or you can go ahead and assign it to your students. So now let's see what that looks like. Here we are viewing that assignment we just assigned. So I'm going to walk you through these filters over here. First, of course, you've got your activity overview, so you can look at all activity with students and with your class right here. And more specifically, you can look at the skills you've covered and who has been working on that and how far they've gotten. So this is a bar graph right here. And then you can also go to the actual activity and see which students have been doing what over the past few days. And then down here, course mastery is interesting. So this is where after your students are working a little bit and have some assignments and assessments within Khan Academy, it's going to place them in a grade level. So maybe you have a 4th grader who's a little behind. It's going to show them in 3rd grade, or a little ahead, show them in 5th grade. So that's just good to know so you could meet them where they're at. Of course, here's the progress that they're making over the course of however long you have this or are using the resource. Then we go down to these individual assignments. So here is a button where you can actually assign additional things. Maybe you know we're going to move on to dividing fractions next. All you need to do is click it, press assign, and it'll be assigned to all your students. Now here, of course, you can look at the scores everybody has made, and then finally you can manage those assignments. So right here are the assignments we have actively assigned, and we can come in and edit the due dates and who it's assigned to. So maybe specifically when we want it just to that student who's behind or ahead, change due date, of course. And then here are the saved ones. So if you have some that you've saved for yourself just so you can look at them later, they'll be here and saved. And again, you can assign it there, or you can edit that due date and then assign. Finally, here's our student roster where we can edit and just some settings for class. Okie doke. So that is a run through of everything Khan Academy. And again, the ways that you can use this are limitless. The hints and the videos and the tips and the teaching and the rigor is all levels, all kinds of uses. This can be used for your blended learners at home, whether they're behind or ahead. And your kids in class, you can use it as a whole class. So you can have an assignment on here. Maybe you visit Khan Academy at the beginning or end of a unit, or both. Maybe you jump on and do a pre-test here or a post-test, and you can also just send this to a link for parents at home. So maybe you have a struggling student and the parents want more help, or a student who's really doing everything very quickly and having no trouble, and you feel like they need to be enriched, you can say, hey, here is my class code, print out that letter for them or send in a link and tell them, check this out when they have extra time or over the summer. So please come and see me if you need help with this. I can help you sign up in my office, or I can come to your classroom, and then we can even plan out your next unit together if we want to get a couple of things in. And finally, I can come into your classroom and help your kids sign up for their own Khan Academy accounts, whether that is just using their Gmail address or whether that is going through Google Classroom and clicking that invite code. I know that can be a little overwhelming having 20 kids in your class all sign up for something new. So I'm here to help. Just shoot me an email or a text. Have a wonderful day.